welcome to another live stream here on my pages here on YouTube and Kick. Sports Bonanza John here on YouTube, Sports Kick John on Kick. Ready for the first round college football playoff matchup between the 12 seed James Madison Dukes, champions of the Sun Belt Conference, and the number 5 seed Oregon Ducks out of the Big Ten Conference, finishing third in the Big Ten this year. In the final first round game in the college football playoff, we will talk about this game momentarily. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to gather together, Lord. And please protect all these players and fans alike. Please keep everyone safe, Lord. And please do your will among all of us as we ask and pray this in your name. Amen. Dukes and Ducks. College football playoff game round one, as mentioned, the final first round game of this year's college football playoff. Last night, Alabama coming back from 17-0 down to defeat Oklahoma 34-24. And then earlier today, Miami with a late touchdown, winning in College Station over the Texas A&M Aggies 10-3. And in a game that just concluded about 30 minutes ago, 6 seed Ole Miss absolutely blew out number 11 Tulane 41-10. There have been a lot of people ever since these came out saying a group of 5 teams should not be in this playoff. Group of 5 teams were out to prove them wrong, and this Tulane-Ole Miss game did not help them, did not help matters for the group of 5, as Ole Miss blew out Tulane for the second time this year. So we are ready for the final first round game in this year's college football playoff. The number 12 seed James Madison and the number 5 seed Oregon. The winner to play the number 4 seed Texas Tech. That will be coming up on New Year's Day in the Orange Bowl. I believe it's the Orange Bowl. James Madison on the season, 12-1. Their only loss coming at Louisville. Oregon coming in at 11-1, their only loss coming to the Big Ten champion Indiana Hoosiers. James Madison, their first ever college football playoff appearance. They are led by Coach Bob Chesney, who, after James Madison's run ends here, is off to UCLA to become the new coach of the UCLA Bruins. Former Florida head coach Billy Napier earlier this week was named the new head coach at James Madison. And of course, Oregon led by Dan Lanning. Oregon winning the Big Ten a season ago, but they were ousted in the quarterfinal round of the college football playoff last year by Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. So Oregon hopes for a little bit deeper run this time. And we will have our final 8 teams for the quarterfinals following this game here tonight. If you're calling last year's college football playoff, the first year of the 12-team variety, the 4 teams that had the byes in the first round all lost in the quarterfinal round. So bye not beneficial last year. Let's see if that changes this time. So with the 3 outcomes so far, Alabama beating Oklahoma last night. Alabama now advances to the Rose Bowl to play Indiana. That will be on New Year's Day. Miami, a winner over Texas A&M. So with Miami's win, they now advance to the, I believe it's the Cotton Bowl, to play Ohio State. That will be New Year's Eve night. And then Ole Miss and Georgia, a rematch. That is Ole Miss's only loss of the season. They will play in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day. And the winner of this game here between James Madison and Oregon, as I mentioned, will play Texas Tech. That game will be in the Orange Bowl, New Year's early afternoon, late morning, depending on where you are. We also had some other college football as well. The FCS semifinals taking place in a game that ended a little while ago. The Montana State Bobcats defeated Montana 48-23. So Montana State heading to the FCS championship game for the second year in a row. They will play either Illinois State or Villanova, who the winner of that second semifinal, which has just kicked off. Keep you updated on that game as the night goes on. We are just about set to go in Eugene between the Dukes and the Ducks. James Madison, champions of the Sun Belt Conference, Oregon, coming out of the Big Ten, just finishing out on a Big Ten championship game berth, finishing third with their loss at home to Indiana, their only loss of the season. Dukes getting rather loose there on the sideline. Again, their head coach, Bob Chesney, whenever James Madison's run ends, is headed to UCLA. This is the second time now in 2 seasons or a second time in 3 seasons, that James Madison's going to lose their head coach. Of course, Curt Cignetti, the former coach, off to Indiana, and we saw what he did this year. So we are set to go in Eugene. Oregon's going to receive the football first, as James Madison is set to kick this away. The run-up and the kick, and we are underway in Eugene. And a yard deep in the end zone, it's going to get run out across the 10, 20, big hole, 25, 30, and up to the 31-yard line. A good kick return to start this off for Oregon. And they will start at their own 31-yard line, led by quarterback Dante Moore, passing for over 2,700 yards this season, 24 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions. His 73% completion percentage was good for third in FBS this year. Ducks have it at their own 32. They're going to mark it, first down and 10 on the opening possession of this game. Moore goes out of the shotgun for this first snap of the game. And it's a toss play on first down to the left side, and running across the 35. This will be a first down and out of bounds. A gain of 12 yards on first down, and that's a good start for Oregon for the running back Noah Whittington, picking up a Ducks first down on the first play of the game. Dan Lanning and the Ducks losing their first game last year. Of course, they were one of the 4 teams that had the bye in the first round. Lost to Ohio State in the Rose Bowl in the quarterfinals last year, 41-21. First down at the 40-yard line for Oregon. It's a screen pass this time to the left side, and this time will be a gain of about 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6 coming up for Oregon. Jeremiah McClellan, the recipient of that screen pass. From the 45-yard line. Moore looking to throw downfield this time. Has an open receiver into James Madison territory up to the 42-yard line. The catch and a first down for McClellan. So back-to-back passes for McClellan, a screen pass, and now a 13-yard pass downfield. First down Ducks. Ducks in the hurry up as they're up at the 41-yard line of James Madison. Moore looking to throw again. Looking downfield, throws, and it's a one-handed catch. And is he in? Touchdown, Oregon. 4 plays into the game, the Ducks are in the end zone. That was a one-handed grab. It's 6-0 very quickly. They're showing the replay. Yeah, it looks like he got the ball across just before that knee hit. This will be a 41-yard touchdown pass. And not even 2 minutes into the game, the Ducks strike. And now they're going to go for 2, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. That was an interesting extra point formation. Then they end up going for 2. But the 2-point fails, and so Oregon is going to lead it here 6-0. They're showing this again. A heck of a catch. And Jamari Johnson with a 41-yard touchdown reception. 6-0 Oregon. A minute 43 into this one. That was a 4-play, 68-yard drive. Took less than 2 minutes. A 41-yard touchdown pass from Dante Moore to Jamari Johnson. And Oregon starting off just about as quick as Ole Miss did earlier in their game today against Tulane. Ole Miss scored an opening touchdown not even a minute into the game, and they were never threatened in that game earlier by Tulane, winning 41-10. And Ole Miss will get their rematch with Georgia now in the quarterfinal round. So it was no Lane Kiffin, no problem for Ole Miss today. So now James Madison's going to come out on offense having to answer that quick Oregon touchdown strike. Mentioned the FCS semifinals are going on today as well. Mentioned earlier, Montana State defeated Montana 48-23. So Montana State, for the second year in a row, is headed to the FCS championship game. They are underway between Illinois State and Villanova. That game is scoreless about midway through the first quarter. FCS championship game will be the first Monday in January, January 5th. That will be in Nashville this year. Montana State awaits. All right, so James Madison's turn on offense here. A very quick strike for Oregon. And it's 6-0. Hang on just a second. Here's the kickoff, and this will be a touchback. And bringing it out to the 25-yard line is James Madison. Alonzo Barnett III, passing for over 2,500 yards this year. Sun Belt Player of the Year. 21 touchdowns, just 8 interceptions thrown. First down at the 25-yard line for James Madison. First snap of the game on offense. And it's a handoff on first down that's going absolutely nowhere. Great job by the Oregon defense stuffing the line. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Wayne Knight got that carry there for James Madison. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Knight again in the backfield along with Barnett, who's back in the shotgun. Barnett might be changing the play here as he comes up to the line. Now Barnett goes back in shotgun. Barnett, and it's another handoff to Knight. Knight has running room on the right side. Knight, 30, 35, 40. First down, Dukes, and out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Wayne Knight, 24 yards on that 2nd down and 10 run. Dukes up near midfield. From the 49, 1st down and 10 for James Madison. It's a screen pass to the right side this time and up to the 46-yard line into Oregon territory. A gain of 5 on that screen pass. Braden Wisłowski, the recipient of the screen pass for 5 yards. He's 2nd down and 5 coming up for James Madison. Second down and 5 from the 46. High snap, and it's a quarterback keeper. Did the ball come out there? Nah. Well, if it did, James Madison recovered. Barnett picks up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5 now for James Madison. Is it 4 down territory, even though we're only 4 minutes into the game? Third down. Dukes need 5. They need to get to the Oregon 41 for a 1st down. Barnett takes the shotgun snap. Barnett throws, pass is caught, but it's short of the 1st down by 2 yards. That pass only good for 3, and now on 4th and 2, Dukes, I would think, are they going to keep the offense out there? Looks like they are. Fourth down and 2. Football at the 43-yard line of Oregon. Big play early on in this game. Barnett rolling right, throws, pass caught. That's going to be a 1st down for James Madison. They needed 2. They got about 2.5 on the pass. Move the sticks on a 4th down conversion for James Madison. So James Madison rolling the dice early, going for it on 4th down, but converting. And the drive stays alive up inside the 41. High snap to Barnett. Now look at that pass, deflected and incomplete. Pass was deflected and then almost came down into the hands of an Oregon defender, but it falls harmlessly incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Second and 10 at the 40, just inside the 41-yard line. 6-0 lead for Oregon, 9:17 to go 1st quarter. Another high snap. This will be a handoff to Knight, and Knight will pick up 4, setting up a 3rd down and medium for the Dukes. Third down and a long 6. Barnett out of the gun, takes the snap. Barnett drops back. Barnett has an open receiver. 1st down. Oh, or is it a 1st down? The receiver slipped. I think he's going to be about a half yard short, actually. It would have been a 1st down. Nick DeGennaro with the reception, but he slipped when it looked like for sure he was going to have the 1st down. It looks like it's going to be 4th and about a half yard. He is marked short. James Madison went for it on 4th and 2 earlier this drive. Now on 4th and a half yard, the offense stays out again. Barnett in the shot. Never go shotgun when you only need about a half yard on 4th down, but it's a direct snap to the running back, and it is going to be a 1st down. So 2 4th down conversions on this drive, and even though it paid off, that is one of my pet peeves when teams go in shotgun on 4th and less than a yard. This time, they got by with it. So 2 fourth down conversions on the drive, and James Madison now at the Oregon 30. First down and 10. 11th play of the drive. It'll be a keeper. Barnett on the keeper inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. It looked like it was going to be a handoff tonight, but Barnett kept it and gets the Dukes into the red zone. First down at the 16. A good drive for James Madison on their opening drive of the game, trying to answer that Oregon touchdown. First down for the Dukes. And this is a handoff up the middle. This will be a gain of 5. That is not Knight this time getting the carry. That is Joby Malari. Second down and 5 coming up for the Dukes from the 11. Second and 5. Another quarterback keep. This time, Barnett is met at the line of scrimmage. Oregon didn't bite that time, and no gain. It'll be third down. May have actually lost a half yard there. Another third down for James Madison. Lost a full yard there, actually, back to the 12 where they're spotting it. So third down and 6. 5.5 to go opening quarter. This has been an 8-minute drive for James Madison. Barnett in trouble, then got hit as he threw, and the pass falls incomplete. And James Madison, I think, will have to settle for a field goal attempt. Oregon was bringing the pressure there. See who that was that brought the pressure to Barnett. Oh, it was... No, I didn't catch who that was, actually. James Madison setting up for a field goal. Morgan Suarez coming on from 30 yards out to get the Dukes on the board. Snap is good, kick is away, and the kick is right through the uprights. So James Madison does get points out of it. Not the touchdown they wanted, but they do score. And with 5:14 remaining in the opening quarter, it is now a 6-3 lead for Oregon. Long drive for James Madison. 15 plays, 63 yards, 8 minutes, 3 seconds. And a Morgan Suarez 30-yard field goal to get the Dukes on the board. So both teams score on their opening possessions. Oregon gets in the end zone. James Madison gets a field goal. So now we will see that Oregon offense back out onto the field following the timeout. That second FCS semifinal game between Illinois State and Villanova is still scoreless with 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Do have 2 NFL games on the docket today. One in progress in the fourth quarter. The Eagles about to close out Washington. Eagles lead 29-16. The Eagles are going to move to 10-5. And that win also will clinch the NFC East for Philadelphia and will eliminate the Cowboys officially from playoff contention. Big NFL game coming up here in just about just a few short minutes out at Soldier Field in Chicago, about 20 minutes away from kickoff between the Packers and the Bears. First place on the line in that game. Teams met just a couple weeks ago in Green Bay with the Packers winning that game. Bears looking to return the favor at Soldier Field tonight. So out of the timeout, Oregon set to get the football back. Alabama, Miami, and Ole Miss, the other winners in the first round. One spot left in the quarterfinals for the winner of this game, and Texas Tech will be the opponent. So Oregon back to receive the kickoff. Noah Whittington back there to receive. And the kickoff. And this will be a touchback this time, and Oregon will get it from the 25-yard line for their second possession of the game. Back comes Dante Moore and that Oregon offense. It only took 4 plays on the opening drive for Oregon to get in the end zone. Bowl season action continuing on Monday. We will have the famous Idaho Potato Bowl out in Boise between Washington State and Utah State, couple 6-6 teams this year. 3 bowl games coming up on Tuesday. The Boca Raton Bowl, Toledo and Louisville. Then the New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky and Southern Miss. And Tuesday's 3 bowl games will wrap up with the Frisco Bowl between UNLV and Ohio. Hawaii Bowl coming up on Christmas Eve as Hawaii will host Cal. So that's the upcoming bowl schedule for up through Christmas. And then bowls get really into full swing coming up right after Christmas. College football playoff will resume New Year's Eve. With the Cotton Bowl, Miami and Ohio State. That will be New Year's Eve night. Miami defeating Texas A&M 10-3. The wind played quite the factor in that game, especially for the kicking game for both those teams today. That late touchdown for Miami and then the game-sealing interception with under a minute left led the Hurricanes to the victory. And then Ole Miss just routed Tulane 41-10 in the other first-round game. Ole Miss, their only loss of the season was to Georgia. They'll get a chance now to get a little bit of payback in that game in the Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss and Georgia on New Year's Eve or on New Year's night. So back we are in this one, 6-3 Oregon, and they will start their second drive of the game from their own 25-yard line. Ducks marched right down the field and scored on 4 plays on their opening drive. Moore takes the snap on 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff, and this is Whittington, and Whittington will get 4 up to the 29-yard line, bringing up 2nd down and 6. Marking it at the 28, so second down and 7. Whittington's knee must have hit down to 28. Four and a half to go first quarter. Moore. It's a screen pass on second down. And this will be good for an Oregon first down the sideline. 50, 40, and run out of bounds inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. Screen pass goes for 39 yards on 2nd and 7 to De'Aaron Hill Jr. First down, Ducks. First down for the Ducks. And this will be another handoff and another big gainer. Down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 23 more on the gain for Oregon. It's first and goal for the Ducks. Jordan Davison with the big gainer. First and goal at the 9. Davison again, and he will drive down to the 5. It'll be second and goal. Three minutes and counting to play first quarter. Second and goal at the 5. And quarterback keeper and into the end zone for the Oregon touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run for Moore as he kept it on a quarterback keeper, and 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for Oregon. It's 12-3 with the extra point pending. Boy, on both drives, Oregon has marched right down the field and made it look pretty easy. Now, remember, Oregon went for 2 on the last touchdown and did not convert. Now, this time, looks like they're just going to kick the extra point. Extra point is up and good. It is 13-3 Ducks with 2:36 remaining in the opening quarter. That was a 5-play, 75-yard drive that took 2 minutes, 37 seconds. And ended with a 5-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Dante Moore. Oregon, 143 yards of offense. And they've only ran 9 plays. A 4-yard touchdown drive and a 5-yard touchdown drive in Oregon's 2 possessions. So as good of a start as you can ask for, at least offensively for Oregon. "44-degree evening at kickoff in Eugene, Oregon." Actually, not too bad for the end of December. Update on that FCS semifinal game. Illinois State has scored, so Illinois State leading Villanova 7-0. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Again, the winner to play Montana State in the FCS championship game. January 5th. That will be in Nashville. Illinois State, if you want to call them the Cinderella team of this year's FCS playoffs, they beat the powerhouse North Dakota State in the second round. Won again last week in the quarterfinal round to get here to the semifinals. So James Madison, at least if these first two drives are any indication, looks like they're going to have to try and stay in the game with the offense because the defense has been unable to stop Oregon at all on the first two drives. On this Saturday before Christmas. And here's the kickoff. It'll be a touchback, and the Dukes will start at the 25. Back comes Dante Moore. I'm sorry, that's the Oregon, excuse me. Barnett and the James Madison offense. 2:37 to play in the opening quarter. Dukes now down 10. First down from the 25-yard line. It's a quarterback keeper for Barnett, and Barnett tackled at the 33-yard line. That's a good 8-yard pickup on first down. It'll be second down and 2. Second down from got to mark it at the 32, so second and 3. Barnett rolling left, now throws a screen pass. That's going to be a big loss. And now they're actually going to say incomplete, so third down and 3. Didn't have full possession. It's just as well that was incomplete because that was going to be a 4 or 5 yard loss. And here comes the Autzen crowd making noise on this third down. James Madison did not convert a third down on their opening drive, but converted 2 fourth downs. Out of the shotgun, here comes the blitz. Barnett throws to an open receiver. First down, James Madison out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So the first third down conversion of the game for the Dukes. Reception and a first down to Braden Wisłowski. Final minute and a half, first quarter. James Madison moved the ball on their opening possession, but could only settle for a field goal. And off on first down, this is Knight, and Knight, they may give him forward progress for a yard. But it'll be no more than that. It'll be second down. Knight does get 1 yard. They do give him the forward progress at the 40. Second down, 9 for James Madison. Under a minute to go in this opening quarter. Barnett looking to throw. Barnett, Baza deflected and incomplete. That was batted down at the line. It'll be third and long for James Madison. Amari Washington, the defensive lineman that got his arm up to bat that ball down. 3rd down and 9. Dukes need to get to the 49-yard line for a first down. Screen pass going back. It's going to be another throw deep down the field. Open man. A little trickery for the Dukes. And down inside the 15. And a little trickery works. And 3rd and 9, they pick up 49. And a first down at the 11-yard line. They need a play like that. And that play will also take us to the end of the first quarter. But what a 3rd and 9 play for James Madison as they move it down to the 11-yard line. A chance to try to get into the end zone here to get back in this. After 1, Ducks lead at 13-3. But James Madison is on the drive. Taking a look at the stats after 1 quarter. Total yards pretty even. 143 for Oregon, 128 for James Madison. Penalty-free first quarter, turnover-free first quarter. 10.5 minute to 4.5 minute time of possession advantage for James Madison. That first drive for James Madison took over 8 minutes. They could only settle for the field goal. Individual stats, Dante Moore, quarterback for Oregon in that first quarter, went 4 for 4 for 99 yards and a touchdown. Touchdown reception was to Jamari Johnson. De'Aaron Hill, 1 catch for 40 yards for Oregon, and Jeremiah McClellan caught 2 balls for 18 yards. Running the football for Oregon, Jordan Davison, 2 carries, 27 yards. Noah Whittington, 2 carries, 12 yards. And the quarterback, Dante Moore, has a 5-yard rushing touchdown. For James Madison in that first quarter, Alonzo Barnett, 5 for 9 for 23 yards. Nick DeGennaro, who threw that pass the end of the first quarter there for 50 yards. Receiving the football for James Madison, 2 catches, 12 yards for Braden Wazlowski, 2 catches for 5 yards for Lakota Dipree. Landon Ellis, who caught that catch to end the first quarter, that 50-yarder. Nick DeGennaro also 1 reception for 6 yards. Running the ball for James Madison, Wayne Knight rushed it 5 times for 30 yards. Alonzo Barnett, 4 carries, 20 yards. And Joby Malari, 1 carry for 5 yards in that first quarter for James Madison as Oregon leads at 13-3, but James Madison is at the Oregon 11-yard line. As we will begin quarter number 2 here momentarily from Eugene. James Madison got only a field goal on their first drive. They're wanting to finish this second drive off with a touchdown. They're actually marking this at the 10-yard line, so it's actually going to be 1st and goal instead of 1st and 10 at the 11. And now we've got movement on the line. This is going to be our first penalty of the game. This is going to go against the Dukes for a false start. So 1st and goal back at the 15 now. Barnett takes the high snap. Barnett dropping back. Barnett throws, pass caught, breaking a tackle, but only getting to the 13-yard line. So a gain of 2 on 1st down. Brings up 2nd and goal to 13. That pass reception there for the tight end, Josh Pfeiffer. 2nd down and goal for the Dukes. From the 13. Barnett takes the snap. Gives it off to Knight. Knight running room left side. Knight to the 10 and out of bounds at the 7-yard line. There is a flag that comes in, so for the moment it's a 6-yard gain for Wayne Knight, but we'll check the flag. It's going to be a hold on the Dukes. So now you've got a 2nd and goal back at the 23. So the Dukes going the wrong way here after getting the ball down to the 10-yard line. That was the tight end, Josh Pfeiffer, that just made the previous catch that got called for that hold. Second down and goal at the 23 for the Dukes. Salton Stadium crowd going to get loud again. Barnett throws behind his receiver and incomplete. Third down and goal from the 23. Barnett changing the play again, looks like. Takes the snap. And now it's just a running play and a loss back at the 24. And it's going to be a field goal attempt once again for James Madison as they march the wrong way after getting that big play at the end of the first quarter. And this is not going to be a chip shot field goal either. You're looking at about a 42-yarder. Suarez hit earlier from 30. This one will be from 41. 40, make it. And Suarez, that was blocked. The kick is blocked. And James Madison comes away empty. See who that was that blocked that for Oregon. I didn't catch the number on it, who it was that blocked that. But it'll stay 13-3 Oregon, 13:07 remaining second quarter. Well, if you're James Madison, you cannot have plays like that if you want to try to stay in this game. You're playing a team that's much deeper than you. Much more experienced than you. You can't have things like that happen. So it stays 13-3. And Oregon will get the ball. Update on that FCS semifinal game, 7-3, Illinois State leading Villanova. But Illinois State is inside the Villanova 5-yard line. So Oregon out of the timeout will have the ball still up by 10. Excuse me. That was Tion Gray that blocked that field goal for Oregon. Freshman out of St. Louis, making a big-time special teams play. And now the Ducks have it at the 22, first down and 10. Still up by 10. Looks like James Madison's bringing a blitz here on first down. And Moore looks like he's changing the play. Moore takes the snap. Dropping back, gets protection, throws deep down the field, incomplete. We're going to have pass interference. This will be 15 yards against James Madison. Yeah, clearly the defender ran into the receiver trying to get to a position to catch the ball. So that will cost James Madison 15, and we'll move the ball now to the 37. Moore throws, pass caught for a gain of 4, maybe 5 on the play. Brings up second down for the Ducks. Second and 6 from the 41-yard line. And up the middle on a gain for the running back. This will be a gain of about 3, setting up a third down and 3. Now, can James Madison get a third down stop here? I think this might be only the second time in this game on offense that Oregon's even had a third down situation. They need 3. Football at the 44. Moore, it's a toss play. It'll be a first down and a lot more down the left sideline. Dan is going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Oregon. 56 yards on a third down and 3. And De'Air Hill Jr. runs it in and gets 6 more on the board for the Ducks. Couple missed tackles in there for James Madison, and once that happened, Hill was off to the races. Extra point attempt on the way. Up and good, and it is 20-3 Oregon with 11:33 remaining in the second quarter. Three offensive drives, 3 touchdowns for Oregon. And it is 20-3. James Madison going to have to find something defensively, try to find somehow to try and stop this Oregon offense. Ducks are in control right now. James Madison's marched it down the field both drives, but got a field goal and then a blocked field goal to show for it. Again, winner of this game advances to play Texas Tech in the quarterfinal round of the college football playoff. That will be on New Year's Day in the Orange Bowl. That'll be the first game of 3 playoff quarterfinals on New Year's Day. Update on that FCS game. Redbirds got in the end zone again, so Illinois State leads Villanova now 14-3 in the second quarter. So James Madison going to get it back. Again, they have been able to move the ball downfield on Oregon, as James Madison has 131 yards of offense, but only salvaged a field goal on the first drive and then got nothing because of a blocked field goal on the second drive. Both drives kind of stalled when James Madison was driving down the field. Both drives kind of stalled when they got into the red zone. And already down 17, this is, I know we're only 11:33 left in the second quarter, but this, you get the feeling, is a must-score drive for the Dukes. Touchback again, and James Madison will get it from the 25. Oregon already over 200 yards of offense, and we're only 18 and a half minutes into this game. They have gotten them in chunks. So back comes this James Madison offense. Barnett with a toss play on first down to Knight, and Knight's only going to get a yard on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Second and 9. Football at the 26. Barnett throwing right side out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Autzen Stadium getting loud again. 3rd down and 9 for the Dukes. They're 2 for 6 on 3rd down so far in this game. And I think the Dukes just jumped. It's going to push them further back. Now 3rd and 14. Evan Bouchon, no, excuse me. Joseph Simmons, 79, not 73. Joseph Simmons guilty of that false start. So now it's 3rd and 14. From the 21. Barnett dropping back, throws deep down the field into traffic and incomplete. That overshot everybody. And a dangerous pass, too, into traffic with 3 defenders down there. James Madison goes 3 and out and is going to have to punt. Oregon should get pretty good field position out of this. Fair catch at the 37-yard line, and that's where Oregon will start this next drive of the game. Up 20-3 with 10:37 to play in the second quarter. Oregon looking to build a little bit more breathing room. Already up 17. Oregon's only ran 12 offensive plays in this game and have 3 touchdowns. It's a screen pass on first down, but this time James Madison right there and still able to pick up 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7. More throws behind the receiver, but still caught. That's McClellan with the reception and a first down for Oregon. Gain of 10. Quick snap, and it's a carry right-hand side, and another big gainer inside the 20. And Oregon is just picking up yardage in chunks in this game. Jordan Davison, another 31 yards. Oregon averaging over 16 yards a rush tonight. He's picked up 30 there. Moore to throw, and the end zone, it's a touchdown. The flag comes in. It's a touchdown reception for Jeremiah McClellan, but we'll check the flag. Probably going to be interference on somebody, either offense or defense. No, it's actually defensive holding, so that'll be declined. Make it 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for Oregon. And they are rolling 26-3 with the extra point pending. And, okay, they did. On the replay, there was clearly a hold on the defender. Going to make an announcement after this extra point, which is good. And it's 27-3 Oregon. So I'm considering making a change here at halftime. If this game gets any more out of hand, I am seriously considering switching at halftime over to the second half of the FCS semifinal between Illinois State and Villanova. That's only an 8-point game. We'll see how the rest of this first half goes. If any of y'all watching want to drop me a line in the live chat, see if yay or nay on that. That drive for Oregon, another short one, play-wise. 4 plays, 63 yards, a minute 18 seconds. 20-yard touchdown pass from Dante Moore to Jeremiah McClellan. Oregon nearing the 300-yard mark of offense, and we still have 9:18 to play in the second quarter. Oregon at 269 yards to James Madison's 132. James Madison's been penalized 4 times in this quarter for 35 yards. Still a big time of possession advantage for James Madison because Oregon's drives are not taking very long. They're getting these yardages in chunks. Their longest drive on the 4 touchdown drives in this first half has been 5 plays. (27-3) Oregon. James Madison looking for something, at least defensively, as they have not been able to stop Oregon at all through the first 4 drives. Here's the kickoff. And once again, it'll be a touchback, and James Madison will get it at the 25. First down for the Dukes. At the 25-yard line. This is Knight and going nowhere. Oregon defense stuffs the line again. Second and 10. It's another handoff tonight, and he's going to be stuffed for only a yard on second down. It'll be third and long again for James Madison. Third down and 10. At the 25. Barnett Well, I think Oregon actually may have just been jumped off sides here, so they had just given James Madison a free 5. Nope, it's going to be a false start. I didn't see anybody on the offensive line move, but the officials say otherwise. The replay. Oh, yeah, there's a slight flinch right there. Good call. Didn't see that in real time, but on the replay, there was some slight movement by Riley Rebel on the line. So make it 3rd and 15. That's the 5th penalty for James Madison, all here in the second quarter. High snap, throwing down the field, and the catch made at the 44-yard line, and that'll be a James Madison first down. On 3rd and 15, the completion good for 19. Landon Ellis with the reception. First down for the Dukes. James Madison first down up to the 44. Barnett throwing down the field again. Nobody home. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. There's a flag that came in very late here. Looks like it's going to be against James Madison again. Illegal formation against the Dukes. Coach Chesney getting an explanation. It's 1st and 15. Looks like Oregon declined the penalty, so we're back at the 44, 2nd and 10. Quarterback keeper Barnett nowhere to go and is stopped after a yard, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8 coming up for James Madison. Third down, and the Dukes need 8. Football at the 46. Barnett takes the shotgun snap, drops back. Barnett now throwing right side, incomplete. Good coverage there for Oregon. Landon Ellis, the intended receiver, and it is 4th down. So James Madison on to punt. First punt of the game, Patrick Ray to punt for James Madison. And that punt will go into the end zone for a touchback. And the Ducks will start from the 20 with 6:07 to play in quarter number 2. Winner of this game to play Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl. New Year's Day just after noon Eastern time. First down for the Ducks at the 20. Moore with the handoff on first down, and this will be a first down run of 11 yards. Jordan Fuller got the carry there, and an Oregon first down. Moore being pressured this time, gets rid of it, incomplete. He had to get rid of that one. James Madison was bringing the pressure, and it's second down and 10. I think the wide receiver, Cooper Perry, might have slipped a little bit as well, going back trying to get that ball. Second and 10. 5:38 remaining second quarter. Moore. Open receiver, and is that another one-handed catch? It is. Oh, no. Well, he had 1.5-handed catch. Another first down for the Ducks. And up the middle, and a gain of 6 yards. Ball's out. James Madison says they've recovered. But they did not. Oregon recovers. And Oregon will keep it. I think he was down anyway, so... Yeah, his knee was down before the ball came out. So 2nd and 2, and again, Oregon is on the plus side of the field. Moore throwing right side, and then that's a touchdown. Pass right on the dot. Malik Benson with a 46-yard touchdown reception. The Ducks in the end zone yet again. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns for Oregon. Oregon has now amassed 349 yards of offense in a little over 25 minutes. Extra point is up and good. It is 34-3 Ducks with 4:22 remaining in the first half of play. Wow. This drive, 5 plays, 80 yards, a minute 45 seconds. 46-yard touchdown pass from Dante Moore. My goodness. Here's Oregon's 5 drives, all of them resulting in touchdowns. 4 plays, 5 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, 5 plays. They are wasting no time. This is going to get run out of the end zone this time on the kickoff across the 10, 20, and doing a flip and down at the 24-yard line. So James Madison will start from there with 4:17 to go in the second quarter. We got an injured Oregon Duck on the field. Theron Johnson, the injured Oregon Duck. He gets up. Well, Dante Moore in this first half for the Ducks, 10 for 11, 199 yards. Three touchdowns passing, and he's also rushed for a touchdown. So James Madison has it at the 24, first down and 10. Out of the gun, Barnett takes the snap. Barnett throws, pass caught, and this will be good for 8 yards on first down. Reception made by Jalen Sanchez, his first catch. Be second down and 2. Tick under 4 minutes here in the second quarter. Handoff on second down, trying to find room. No, it cannot. Flag comes in. This is going to be a loss of 3 for Wayne Knight, but we'll see what the flag is about. It's a face mask against Oregon, so that'll cost them 15. There's a break for James Madison. First penalty of the game for Oregon. Yep, right there. On the replay, plain as day, there was a grab of the face mask. Blake Purchase guilty of the face mask penalty for Oregon. So the Dukes get a break there with that 15-yard penalty, as Wayne Knight had lost 3 yards on that play. $15-yard penalty moves the ball to 47, first and 10 for James Madison. Pass tipped and almost intercepted. That pass was tipped and almost and probably should have been intercepted. Jericho Johnson, man that deflected the pass and nearly picked it off. Second and 10 at the 47. Clock stopped, 3:18 to play in the second quarter. Knight. No, excuse me, quarterback keeper for Barnett. Fake the cameraman out too, and Barnett gets to the 44-yard line. Gain of 9, bringing up 3rd and 1. That quarterback keeper fooled both me and the cameraman. Landon Ellis heading to the bench for James Madison. He was hobbling off the field and showing some frustration there on the James Madison sideline. 3rd and 1 for the Dukes. High snap. It's a quarterback keeper, and depending on the spot, whether he got it or not, looks like he's going to be a little short. So it looks like it's going to be about 4th and a half yard for James Madison. And that is going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. All Oregon in the first half, 34-3 over James Madison. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Ducks rolling in this final first round game from Eugene. Update on my live stream schedule. Gonna try to be on with you at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, depending on my schedule for some college basketball tomorrow. Number 16, Alabama will be playing Kennesaw State. Game will be in Huntsville. Both those teams come in at 8 and 3. And then we'll also be on with you for sure, we'll be on with you at 4 o'clock for a Missouri Valley Conference matchup. Between Drake and Evansville. So a couple college basketball games on the live stream for you tomorrow. Well, it's either going to be that game. If I don't do the 2 o'clock game, I'll be on at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock tomorrow. Oregon and Gonzaga, big game there out west. That will be in Portland. So I'm either going to be on with you at 2 and 4 tomorrow or 4 and 6, depending on that's Eastern time, depending on my schedule tomorrow. So here it's 34-3. All Ducks. James Madison trying to get on the board here before the half. 2 minutes to go here. James Madison, a 1st and 10 at the 43 of Oregon. Barnett throws open receiver, but through the hands and incomplete. Intended for Jalen Sanchez. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 1:56. Second and 10 at the 43. Barnett, this is a handoff to Knight. Knight with running room this time, but it closed in a hurry. And Knight will be brought down at I think they're going to give him forward progress at the 40, so that would be a 3-yard gain. And a timeout called here with 1:47 to go in the second quarter. Oregon takes the timeout. Boy, Oregon has scored 5 touchdowns in the first half on 5 touchdown drives that have totaled 21 plays combined. Oregon is scoring, and they are scoring in a hurry in this first half. They have reached the half in the second FCS semifinal. Illinois State leads Villanova 21-6. 3rd and 10 here for James Madison. They did not give Knight the forward progress. This is a screen pass, and that's going to be backwards. A loss on the play on the screen pass on 3rd and 10. And again, the punting team comes out for James Madison. Oregon will use their second timeout. The clock is stopped with exactly 100 seconds to play in the first half. So 4th and 12. So James Madison to punt the football back to Oregon. When I first saw the alignment on the field, I thought, is James Madison going to go for this? But they are not. Trying to pooch kick. Fair catch made at the 14, and that's where Oregon will start with 1:34 to go in the first half and 1 timeout remaining. James Madison, this is why time of possession is one of those misleading stats. James Madison has had the football for 19 and a half minutes in the first half, and they trail by 31 points. First down, Oregon. Moore over the middle, pass complete. This will be a first down for Oregon. And that will move the chains once again. Whittington with the reception. Moore rolling right. Throwing down toward the sideline. What a catch! It's going to be interference. Well, no, he didn't come up with it, but it's going to be interference anyway, and McClellan also took a pretty good shot there. This is going to be pass interference on James Madison, I think. I thought McClellan came down with this catch. It was going to be one of the most remarkable catches you'll see, but not quite able to hang on to it. What an effort. Fine effort by McClellan. Jeremiah McClellan, only a freshman out of St. Louis. He's got a touchdown reception here in the first half. Gets shaken up on that play. So after the 15-yard interference, it's first down at the 42. Pass left side. Nice defensive play that time, and the pass incomplete. Best defensive play of the night for James Madison here in the first half right there. Trent Hendrick on the coverage. Second down and 10 for Oregon. Clock stopped at 1:09. Moore. Pass. That's intercepted. It went off the hands of an Oregon player, and then it was picked off and down at the 41-yard line, and then a late flag after the play. Elijah Culp with the interception for James Madison. See what the flag is. It's an illegal block in the back. Against James Madison. So it was after the interception. So the interception will stand, and James Madison will have it at the 47-yard line. With exactly 1 minute on the clock, all three timeouts for the Dukes. And if James Madison can score here, they do get the ball to start the second half. So a chance to go 2 for 1. Pass is caught and out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Gain of 6 yards on first down there. Reception by Landon Ellis. Second down at the 44. Pass caught. First down Dukes at the 41-yard line. Now, since we're under 2 minutes, clock will stop momentarily to move the chains. Now the clock runs. And another pass to the right side and out of bounds. That's a reception for Wayne Knight. That'll be good for 7. Bring up 2nd and 3. Knight got out of bounds to stop the clock at 40 seconds. James Madison nearing the 200-yard mark of offense themselves. They have moved the ball, but they've had the ball in the red zone twice, and the drives have stalled out both times, getting a field goal and then a block field goal. This throw toward the end zone, overshot, incomplete, looking for Ellis. It was double coverage there as well. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Just out of the reach of Landon Ellis. Dukes need 2 yards on this 3rd down. They're 4 for 11 tonight on 3rd down conversions. Ball sits at the 33 of Oregon. It's a keeper, 1st down. It was actually a direct snap to Wayne Knight, and he picks up 3 yards and gets a Dukes 1st down. Clock will stop to move the chains at 31 seconds. Again, James Madison has all 3 timeouts. 1st down at the 30. And now it looks like James Madison's going to use a timeout. So they have 2 remaining, with 27 seconds remaining in the 1st half. So can James Madison get points here before the half? Again, James Madison gets the ball to start the 2nd half. They've actually added 2 seconds back to the clock here, so 29 seconds. James Madison 1st down at the 30-yard line of Oregon. Barnett throws, and that's out of bounds, incomplete, 2nd and 10. There's a flag that comes in. It's going to be pass interference against Oregon. So that's 2 killer penalties. No question there's interference there. The defender is all over Sanchez. The ball was thrown well out of bounds, so I'm not sure that was a catchable ball, but nonetheless, they get Oregon for the pass interference. 2nd penalty on Oregon, 7 penalties on James Madison. All 9 penalties have occurred in the 2nd quarter. James Madison up to the 15. Barnett throws incomplete. Ellis, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 20 seconds. Second and 10 for the Dukes from the 15. Trying to get in the end zone for the first time tonight. Barnett. And the play is blown dead. Will be our 10th penalty of the 2nd quarter. False start against the Dukes. Their 8th penalty. Joseph Simmons, the guilty party. So 2nd and 15 back to the 20 with 20 seconds. Barnett takes the snap. Oregon brings the house. Barnett throws high and incomplete. Good coverage that time by an Oregon defender. Third down and 15. 16 seconds on the clock. Barnett looking to the end zone, incomplete. And it looks like James Madison will have to settle for a field goal try again. With 11 seconds. Once again, for the third time in this game, a drive stalls out in the red zone for the Dukes. I think Barnett's wanting to go for this, but here, knowing you're getting the ball to start the second half, I think you got to kick it here. But the offense is still on the field. Play clock's down to 1. They're going to take a timeout. Think there was some confusion there, and James Madison has to burn their second timeout. The play clock was down to 1 second. So both teams down to 1 timeout. And now the Dukes do bring on the field goal kicker, Morgan Suarez. He made from 30 and had a 40-yarder block, this one from 38. And before we get the field goal attempt, final timeout called by Dan Lanning in Oregon. So following Oregon's final timeout, James Madison will have a chance to get 3 more here. Suarez from 38 yards out. Snap is good, kick is away, and the kick is also good. So James Madison gets 3 out of it. With 6 seconds to play in the half, it is now 34-6. Drive for the Dukes, 9 plays, 33 yards, 54 seconds. Morgan Suarez, 38-yard field goal to make it a 34-6 game. Probably going to see a kickoff and a kneel down here to end the first half. Underway in the third quarter in that second FCS semifinal, Illinois State leading Villanova 21-6. Winner to play Montana State for the FCS championship. That will be on January 5th, first Monday night of the new year, and I will be on a live stream for that FCS championship game on the 5th of January. So James Madison does get points before the half, not what they wanted. They have only been able to muster just 2 field goals in this first half. This will be through the end zone for a touchback. And with 6 seconds to go in the half, as I said, I'm sure you will just see a kneel down by Oregon here in the first half. A first half that has seen Oregon put up 361 yards of offense. Very quickly on their drives, too. And it will indeed be a kneel down for more. And the first half concludes, a first half that was dominated by the Oregon Ducks, especially offensively, as they lead at the half over James Madison 34-6. James Madison will receive the kickoff to start the second half. All Ducks, as they are 30 minutes away from trip to the Orange Bowl against Texas Tech. 34-6 Oregon at the half. Folks, I'm going to pause the live stream here at halftime. Going to be back right before the second half, run down some first half stats, and get you ready for the second half. 34-6 Oregon. Can James Madison mount a monster comeback in the second half? We'll find out. Brief pause here on the live stream, and we'll be back with you.